welcome to week 6, which is your last session of block 1. We're going to get started by just pedaling through the feet and rocking, retracting through the wrists. So you want to try and make sure that you're coming down softly onto your heels. And when with our wrists, we're not overexerting, but we're pulling our fingertips towards us when the hands facing away and towards yourself. So we're just waking up the wrists and the ankles and the balls of the feet. Okay, we can start doing that, and then we're just going to roll through the feet and we're going to twist through the arms from the shoulders. So we're taking the soles of our feet away from each other and then back towards. And we're turning our arms, keeping them straight, taking the palms from the front to the back. And then you can relax. So we're going to line up, feet are hip width apart, toes facing forwards, and we're just going to gently rock through both feet at the same time, taking our heels off and then taking the toes and possibly the balls of the feet off the floor. So you want to think about 4 corners in each foot, 2 at the front, 2 at the back, and you're trying to spread your weight evenly throughout each corner and encourage the toes to go into the floor and have a bit of weight through them as we're taking the heels up. I apologise now if somebody comes to the door or if the dogs bark, because they've been very barky this morning. Okay, when we are feeling like we've woken our feet up and we're grounded, we can stop. Our knees are soft, so we're not locked and we're not overly bent, sticking our bums out. We're just nice and relaxed. This will then allow us to think about our pelvis and tip it forwards and backwards, keeping the knees bent to allow greater movement through the pelvis. So think about that water pouring out of the front and the back. Really lengthen your bum away from you rather than crush your spine. And then make the movement smaller and smaller till you've found your middle ground, where your waters are calm and relaxed. Belly button should be slightly drawn in at this point and your bum relaxed. Equal distance between ribs and hips. Shoulders are down and back. Ribs are over our hips. I'm going to say shoulders, that's impossible. And we're lengthening tall through the crown of our head as if we're being pulled up by an imaginary string. And our jawline is parallel to the floor. From here, you're going to pop your hands on your ribs, shoulders are relaxed. We're going to inhale into your ribs, through your nose, and then exhale through pursed lips, as if you're blowing out a candle, very softly. So when we're breathing in, we are breathing into the bottom of our lungs, into the back of them, using up all the space that we wouldn't normally use. And then as we exhale, we want to gently start to draw the navel into the spine. Should start to feel some abdominal muscles starting to work on the exhale. On the next exhale, we're going to think about drawing our pelvic floor up to meet our belly button as that's going into the spine. We're not going to take it up all the way to the top, only about 50 to 70%. So when we breathe in, try and keep your chest still. If you need to let your belly move, you can do, but we're just really trying to get breath down rather than shallow top breathing. So relax your bum when you're bringing your pelvic floor up. We're just going to do one more. Okay, so standing in our neutral posture. You're going to inhale and take the head forward for turtleneck. Exhale, take it in. We're now going to inhale as we take it down, and then as we exhale, we're going to follow it down into our roll down. So our knees are soft, our pelvis is neutral for as long as possible. We're taking the ribs as close to the hips as we can possibly get them. And then when we can't go anymore, we can tilt through the pelvis. Arms are relaxed, shoulders are away for ears. Once you're down, you're going to inhale into the back, and then we're going to exhale. Pelvic floor is going to come up. You're going to feel like you're being pushed up through the stomach as you restack that spine one at a time. Shoulders always fall into place, and your head comes up last. We're then going to inhale and turn to look over shoulder as we tap out to the opposite side. Exhale back to centre, over to the other side, back to centre. So inhale and take that chin forward, exhale, take it back. Inhale, drop chin to chest, make sure feet are hip width apart so that as we exhale, we can start to round down. So our knees are soft because we are stretching our spine, not our legs. Although you will feel it in the back of your legs a little bit. So when I can't go any further, then I allow my pelvis to tip, all my water to fall out as I come down. Once down, you're going to take a really nice big inhale into the back, and then you're going to exhale. Pelvic floor comes up as we push up through the stomach. Imagine big heavy weights on your hands, pulling you back down to create more resistance and improve your stretch. Shoulders fall into place, head comes up last. Again, you're going to inhale as you turn to look over shoulder, opposite leg turns out, exhale back, other side. So we're going to do 2 more of these, so I'll turn to face the camera now. Inhale, take your head forward, exhale in back. Inhale, drop that chin to chest, and then as we exhale, we can start rounding forward, knees are soft, pelvis is neutral. Arms are relaxed. Enjoying our stretch as we go down. If your back is bad, leave your hands on your legs as you go up and down. So you're going to hold for your inhale, and then we're going to exhale as we rise back up. There's no tension in my hands, in my arms. In fact, I don't think there's any tension anywhere. Okay, inhale and turn and look and tap. Exhale, centre, other side. Last time. Inhale as we take the head forward. Exhale back. Inhale as we drop it down. Exhale as we continue to roll down. Imagining we've got an ant running down the centre of our body, and we are following it one vertebrae at a time. And then we're going to exhale, take that belly button to the spine, pelvic floor comes up as we start to rise. Shoulders are constantly away from the ears, they fall naturally into place, head comes up. Inhale, tap and turn, exhale back, other side. Well done. So now we're going to inhale and take an arm to shoulder height, palm down, then once we get to shoulder, we're going to rotate, palm to the ceiling as we exhale and take it up to the ceiling. Shoulder down. Inhale as we lower to shoulder, exhale, rotate and down. Other side. Once we get to shoulder, we rotate and exhale. Inhale down, shoulder, exhale, rotate and we lower. And again. Over to the other side, reach your hand away from you so you're creating an imaginary arc rather than just lifting your hand up. So this time we're going to inhale as we take it up, exhale to finish. Once at the top we're going to inhale and shrug through that shoulder, exhale, squeeze the shoulder blade back down. Inhale as we lower, exhale to lower the last bit. Inhale as we shrug and reach, exhale down, inhale start, exhale to finish, and again. So we're taking that shoulder blade back down. Reach on one side, nothing is moving except lengthening through one side of your body. This time, as we take the arm up, we're going to lift a knee up. We're still going to add our shrug, back down, inhale to start, exhale to finish. Lower the foot over to the other side. Lower it down. And again, inhale as we lift arm and leg. Inhale to reach through the arm, exhale to lower. Inhale to start, exhale to finish, and lower the leg. Other side. Exhale once we've rotated through the arm at hip shoulder height. Inhale to shrug, exhale to lower, and down. 2 more each side. Keeping our supporting knee relaxed. We're not gripping through that leg. And our weight's even through our supporting foot. Okay. Palms together now. So, wrist to wrist, fingertips to fingertips, arms out in front, shoulders down and back. Don't let the ribs flare out, you want to tuck them under. Inhale as we take hand to chest, exhale as we turn. Inhale as we open, keeping our shoulders the same height, exhale to return. Palm to palm, finger to finger, other side. Inhale as we take in, exhale, turn. Inhale as we open, reach our arms in opposite directions, exhale to close. Exhale to turn with the elbow, inhale to open, exhale to sweep around in an arc as we close. Hips are staying facing forwards, my knees are soft, pelvic floor is up on the exhale. So there is 4 movements, an inhale, an exhale, inhale, exhale. 1 more each side. And releasing down, shake your shoulders out. Hands on your hips. We are going to toe tap forwards and back. Forwards on the inhale, exhale back. If you want, you can take your foot off the floor for an added challenge. And when we take the leg back, we're squeezing that bum on the back leg so that we don't arch and lean forwards. My shoulders stay over my hips at all times. This is our last one. We're now going to take it forward, circle it back. Forward, circle it round. Try and stay upright as if you're being pulled up through that imaginary string. You're not locking the knee on the supporting leg. Last one. And now we're going to reverse it. So inhale as we tap back, exhale as we circle the leg round. Put the foot on the floor if you need to, and try not to spill that water in your pelvis. Last one. And now we're doing the other leg. So we're going to inhale, tap forward, exhale back. Squeezing the bum as we take the leg back. Reaching through the crown of the head and keeping the ribs in so they are over our hips. Take the foot off the floor if you want to. Okay, and then this time we're going to take it forward, circle it round. So I'm not going all the way over here and moving through the pelvis. I am still perfectly upright. Last one. Change direction. So inhale as we take it back, exhale as we sweep it round. Make your circle smaller if you need to. Keep control. Last one. And shake your bum out. Okay, so keep going onto the mat, but you can't see my head when I do. So Feet are wider than hip width apart. And we're going to inhale, keeping one leg straight. We're going to bend the other leg, but we're going to take the bum backwards, back straight, and then exhale as we come up. Over to the other side. So I'm pushing all my weight basically through this bent leg. My toe isn't going over the, my knee isn't going over the toes. It's kind of going to the middle of my foot and back down. So I will turn around in a second so you can see from the side. So our bum goes back, back is straight. So we're pivoting from the knee and the hip. Push up as we come up. Pelvic floor comes up as we come up. So we are kind of doing a single squat while stretching out through the opposite leg, the inside of the leg. We're now going to take it down and we're going to hold it. Don't let that back bend. Keep your core tight to protect your back. And then push up, squeezing the bum, coming up, over to the other side. Keep that core engaged. Your bum should be burning. And then push up as we come up. Lovely. Right, so now we've woken our legs up a little bit. We're going to do our moving side bend. So legs are wider than hip width. One foot is facing towards the front. The other foot is going to face to the side. So the heel of that foot is going to be in line with the arch of the back foot. Try and get shoulders, ribs and hips facing forwards with the foot. So you're going to bend your knee, pushing it backwards, keeping it in line with the foot. Again, it doesn't go over the toes, more like into the middle of the foot. Stretch through that leg. Forearm goes down on to the thigh. Again, chest is still facing forwards. Arm comes over, and then we're going to exhale. Pelvic floor comes up as we push up, coming back up. So you're going to inhale as you go into it, exhaling out. We're going to do 6 more. So push up with your entire foot. Really think about opening up through your ribs. Shouldn't hurt your knee. We're not letting it come forward either. I think we've got 2 more. Reaching that top arm, keeping it long. Last one. Okay, now we're going to go into it. We're going to pivot on that back foot to face the floor and then come down to your hands. So in like a lunge position, you're going to inhale as we straighten both legs if we can, and then we're going to exhale as we push the back heel back, the front knee forward, not past the toes, and they're going down. And again. Keep the core engaged. Shoulders are down away from ears. So you're on the ball of that back foot, coming up onto the toes, back onto the ball. We're on the bottom of the toes rather than the tips at the end. We're just going to do 2 more because I have no idea how many we've done. Okay, we're going to flatten our hands if we can. Bring our knee back and then push your bum in the air into what we'd call a downward dog. So you're trying to push your heels into the floor. Your ears are between your shoulders, your bum is in the air. Bend your knees if you need to, because this is a back stretch again. Trying to get your chest to your knees, pushing your armpits to the floor and looking between your hands. You're then going to walk your feet in, trying to get heel to toe. And then we're going to round up and do it all on the other side. So feet are wider than hip width apart again. The foot that was facing to the side is now facing to the front. Rotate through that hip front, the other leg. So your heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. Again, hips, ribs, shoulders, all facing forwards, and they're going to try and stay facing forwards. You're going to bend the knee as you let the forearm come down, arm comes up and over on the inhale, reaching through, exhale, push up through that foot, back to standing. Straight into it on the inhale, keeping the arm long and strong. Shoulders stay down away from ears. Pelvic floor comes up as we come up. We've got 5 more. So really ground yourself through the outer edge of that back foot and try and push yourself up with the entire of the front foot. So all 4 corners. Let's count. I'm going to do one more. Okay, we're going to go into it and hold. Pivot through the back foot. So we're turning to look at the floor. Hands come down. And then we're going to that moving lunge again. So straighten both legs and then push forward through the knee, back through the heel, down through the groin. And again. So when we come down, we're feeling it here. Nice stretch in that hip flexor. My knee on my front foot is not going past my toes. And on the back foot, I'm not going any further past the ball of my foot. So I'm not actually rocking too much through my foot. Inhale as we come up, and then exhale, sink into it. We're going to do one more. And then place your hands down, bring your foot back, drop to your knees. Feet are still tucked under. You're going to sit your bum, if you can, on the heels with the toes still tucked under. If this is too painful, just untuck them. Hands are clasped, and we're just going to roll through the wrists. So you're stretching at the bottom of your feet. Take your wrist the other way. And then untuck. Okay, so we're going on to all 4s. You will need space in front and behind you to lift arms and legs simultaneously. So, hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. Untuck your toes if you can. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Shoulders are down away from your ears. We're not sinking in, we're pushing through our shoulder blades but not overarching. And then our pelvis, just do some quick pelvic tilts. Make sure you've got it in the middle because we don't want an overarch or an underarch. From this position we are going to, so elbows are not locked out to the side. You're going to inhale, extend one arm and one leg, and then exhale and return it. Over to the other side, always taking knee and hand back to original start position. I don't want arching any of this. We are keeping our pelvis in its neutral position, squeezing our bum as we lengthen through arm and foot. Keep your hip down towards the floor. We don't want an open hip. Got to look at the floor. Try not to rock too much through each side. Always reaching through the crown of our head. This time we're going to take it and we're going to hold it. We're then going to be moving arms and legs together. So we're going to bum kick and bring your hand to your shoulder, keeping the top of the arm level with the floor. So off we go. Keeping that hip closed. Don't arch through the back. This shouldn't be hurting your back. If you're hurting your back, tilt your pelvis under. Hold it and release. Just have a bit of a breathe and a reset before we go over to the other side. So inhale as we extend, hips closed, reaching through fingertips and toes, keeping our thigh and the top of our arm level with the floor. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, close and open. Really reach away from you on that open. Pelvic floor up as we exhale. Four more. And sit your bum back. And child's pose. Just rotate through the wrists. Whatever your body needs at this time. So we're not finished there. Right, so coming back up. I feel really burpy. Sorry if I suddenly let out a bit of belch. Better to be, excuse me, better to be up than down. Right, so you're back on all fours. I want you to walk your knees back a little bit so that you can keep your toes tucked under, so that you can push through the hips and bring yourself into a nice straight line. We're not down here, far too much pressure on the arms, and we're not in a all fours lengthened bum sticking out position. So tuck that pelvis under and push forwards. From here we're going to go tricep push up into plank. So you inhale, elbows come down, exhale, push through your entire foot. Inhale as we straighten through, engage that core, and exhale down. If the plank is hitting your back, it's because we're not tucking through the pelvis and we're arching through the back. If you need to, just go to single leg straight. So we're going to do 2 more. Last one. Back to child's pose. Round yourself up. Oh, I did Les Mills body pump yesterday and I'm like, jelly arms. Okay, so into our mermaid. You're going to sit facing forwards. Your knees are in line in the front of the mat. Feet are tucked behind. You are sat on one hip. The other hip's kind of sat on the other foot. Holding on to one leg. So we're just going to go one side today. You're going to go away from your feet. So you're sitting nice and tall, everything facing forwards. Hand is down next to you. You're going to inhale and slide that hand out, bend at the elbow in as we take the other arm up on the inhale. We're then going to exhale and straighten out. You're going to inhale and tap the opposite corner of your mat as you turn your chest towards floor. Exhale, back to neutral. Inhale as we arch through the back, taking chest to forward to the ceiling, so it exhale, neutral. Hold for an inhale, really reaching through foot and arm, and then we're going to exhale as we come up, bringing a leg in. Okay, so we're going to do 4 of those. So off we go. Inhale as you slide out. Exhale as the leg comes out. Toes are on the floor. You're going to inhale as we tap. Exhale, forward. Inhale, open your chest up to the ceiling. Exhale, neutral. Hold for your inhale as we stretch, and then we're going to exhale as we come up. So we're rounding over our imaginary ball, pushing this hip into the floor to start with. Extend through that leg. You're going to inhale as we tap to the floor. Exhale, neutral. Inhale as we open. Exhale, neutral. Always reaching through the arm, keeping the shoulder down. Exhale, we draw in and we push up, but I am not putting much weight on that supporting arm. 2 more. Pelvic floor comes up as we exhale. This is our last one. Oh, it's getting a bit crampy in my bum. So inhale as we go over. Exhale as we stretch. So we're on the ball of the foot. Inhale as we turn. Over. Well done. Take it to the other side. So budge up your mat if you need to. If you're struck for space, you don't want to be catching. Knees are in line with the front. We are sitting nice and tall. Hand is down. Next to the hip, everything facing forwards. So you're going to inhale like last time. Going over our imaginary ball. Arm comes up, shoulders away. Exhale, straighten. So we're engaging. You're pushing the outer toe and the ball of that foot into the floor, really reaching through. So you're pushing the floor away with that foot. You're going to inhale as we tap forward. Exhale, return. Inhale as chest to ceiling, keeping the front knee down. Exhale, return. Hold for inhale, and then exhale, draw the knee in as we come up. Off we go, we've got 4. Hand stays in line with the hip. Push through the leg. Tap forward and back. Forgot what we were doing. Chest to ceiling. Hold for your inhale and then exhale, draw in. Down we go. With that toe down, it is in line with the hip. We've not got it behind us and we haven't got it in front of us. We're in one straight line. This is our last one. So the further away you go, the harder it is. Well done. Hope you enjoyed them. I love doing them. You always feel so stretched and relaxed. Okay, lying down on your side. You're going to have everything lined up with the middle, back, or front of your mat. So we are on our trouser seam. We're not rocked onto our bum or too far forwards. Shoulders are down and back. Sorry, I keep adjusting my brow. I've got the wrong brow on for this completely. So our heels are together, balls of our feet are together, this palm on or flat on the floor for extra support. You're going to flex the bottom foot, push down through the top, keeping it pointed, give yourself that mouse hole. Arm is coming up to the ceiling. If you struggle, you can bring that bottom leg forward a little bit. Okay, so we're going to lift the leg. We're going to exhale as we tap the arm overhead and the leg in front. Inhale as we lift. Exhale as we tap the leg behind, hand to the front. Inhale, lift. Okie doke. So over, front, back, front. We're not rocking through the legs. We're not rocking through the body. The leg is only coming up to hip high and we're constantly reaching it away from us. Always bring that hand back up, so fingertips to ceiling. And we're staying on our trouser seam. Inhale to lower, exhale, pelvic floor comes up, engage and we lift. how many we've done. Ooh, I've got a wobble on them. But we're going to do 2 more. So this is our last tap behind. So we're going to leave arm and leg up. We're going to circle that leg, tiny circles, 5 in each direction, stop at the top and reverse it. You've got to really engage and reverse it. Arm comes down, we're going to bend that top knee as it comes forward to the floor. Pack it with a block or a book or a cushion if you need to, but we want to keep it so our trouser seam is down on that bottom leg. We haven't rocked forward. You're going to keep in the leg flexed. We're going to inhale as we reach it away from us, keeping our side whole. Exhale, lower. And again. So keep the toes drawn up to you, push through your heel. We've got 4 more. Make sure you are not squashing through. Put your hand under your side and make sure you're not putting any weight into your fingers. We're going to hold it up and we're going to pulse. Again, do not put weight into your fingers. And relax. And now you've got to go and do it all on the other side. So line yourself up again. Make sure you've got room in front and at the bottom of you, top and bottom. And in front, yeah. So, shoulders are relaxed. We've got our little mouse hole. We are heel to heel, ball of the foot to the top. We're reaching through that top hip. We are on our trouser seam of the bottom. We're going to flex that bottom foot to add support, but still continue to push through the toes of the other foot. Arm lifts as leg lifts, and then we're going to inhale as we go forward, tap the arm down, exhale back up. Behind with the foot, forward with the arm, and again. If you're wobbling too much, just bring that bottom leg forward to the corner of your mat. Keep reaching through that leg. And keep your shoulder down and away from your ear. I feel like the dog was going to bark in a minute because I've just heard something outside. One more. Keep it up. Circles with that top leg. Don't need to be tiny. Stop at the top and reverse. And then lower the arm. Pop your fingers underneath that side mouse hole. We're going to bring the top leg forward, and we've not rocked through the leg at the bottom. We're still on our trouser seam. Flexing the foot, pushing through the heel. You're going to inhale as we lift that bottom leg, exhale, lower. Think more about pushing the heel away from you rather than just, oh, I've got to lift my leg. Tiny movements, not pushing into our fingers. Working that inner thigh. Leave it up and we're going to pulse it. Making sure we're going up and down, not drawing circles. And we're still not pushing into our side. And you're done, and you can lay on your front. So toes are uncurled, top of the feet are on the mat. You're pushing your pelvis into the mat, squeezing your bum as we roll down. Hands are level with the head, forehead is resting on the floor. So I don't want you to be able to get your hands underneath your hips. I want you to squeeze your bum, push through your pelvis so that the front of your hips are pushing towards the mat, which will engage your stomach, and that will then leave the mat. I'll feel like it's leaving it anyway. We're going to exhale as we come up, lengthening through the head, Hold for your inhale, exhale down. And again. Try and keep pushing them hips into the mat. Moving on exhales, pelvic floors rising as we rise and lower. This time, we're going to stay up. We're going to inhale and reach forward with one arm. Exhale back. Other arm. Hold. Exhale, roll. And again. Reaching forward, squeezing everything so that not only our arm is moving. We're still rolling up and down on exhales. Reach for an inhale, return on the exhale. Squeezing our bums, pushing our pelvises into the mat. Okay, resting your forehead on your mat, shoulders are down and back. We're going to inhale we're going to exhale as we lengthen through the toes, pushing our pelvis into the mat, lifting our feet off. Hold for your inhale, exhale, lower. Keep that pelvis tucked in to the mat at all times. There's no weight on your head. Shoulders are back. If this is too difficult, just do one leg at a time. We're breathing into the ceiling, rising on exhales, lowering on exhales. Not once we're pushing our belly into the mat. We're not using my shoulders to lift my legs. My shoulders are relaxed. Last one. Okay, this time. And the legs are going to come up together on the exhale. Inhale and both arms come forward. Exhale, squeeze them shoulder blades, bring the arms back. Hold your inhale. Exhale, lower arms and legs and body. Rise both together on your exhale. Inhale as we reach. Exhale back. Exhale down. When we bring the legs down, try and keep that pelvis pushed into the mat. This is super hard to do, even I can't do it, and I get told off by my Pilates instructor. We're going to do one more. Okay, rolling onto your back. As promised, we will be doing the 100 in full. But if it's too difficult, you can go back to any of the previous week's movements. So we're just going to start off. Feet are flat on the floor, head is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. We're going to tilt with the pelvis without squeezing our bum, just so that we know we can find our middle ground. So our back isn't pushed against the mat, but it isn't overarching away. We're quite in a neutral position. So when you're tilted so your belly is flat, you're kind of on the very top bone a bit of your pelvis. When you take that belly away, we're more on quite the flat, just over the bottom of the flat bit. So when we bring it back, we want to be on the flat of the pelvis, even through the bottom and the top. From this position, arms are down, shoulders are relaxed. We're going to inhale and draw chin to chest. We're going to exhale without moving through our pelvis. Pull that pelvic floor up to anchor as we take ribs to hip. Hold for inhale, exhale, lower. And again, inhale, take your chin to chest. Exhale, pelvic floor up to anchor through the pelvis as we curl up. We're going to do 6 more. Just warming up the front of our abs. So when we're exhaling, we're not exhaling into the ceiling, we're exhaling into the mat, into our sides of our ribs And then exhaling down, taking the pelvic floor with us. We reach through the fingertips, but we're not rounding through the shoulders. Okay, keeping our pelvis neutral, we're going to inhale and take one leg up into tabletop. This will feel like you've just added a few pounds of weight to your stomach, and you're struggling to keep it up, so you are kind of half imprinting your spine, but pelvis is dual neutral as we engage and lift the other leg. We're then going to straighten them up to the ceiling. It's so tempting to lift and rock so that our back is flat. We do not want to do that, so we want to take the legs back, toes above our hips, engage our core, still on the flat of the pelvis. We're going to inhale as we come through the head, exhale as we curl up to meet it. We have now got an imprinted spine. It's a bit like a flat back, but we haven't got the weight through the entire spine onto the mat. We're going to inhale and drop one leg down to 45 degrees. Exhale, draw it back in. Over to the other side. And again. So don't take your legs too far. The lower you take them, the harder you have to work. Keep our knees facing the ceiling at all times. And we have every muscle in our legs engaged. Keeping it up if we can, we're now going to take them both. So really push down, pelvic floor comes up to engage, to lift up. And again. We're not arching through our back. Last one. Draw the legs in, lower the head down. Turn your head from side to side to release any tension you've put in. Okay, when you are ready, we are going to take our legs up to the ceiling. We're going to curl up like we did. We're then going to lower both our legs to 45 degrees. You can take them lower if you want to make this harder, or higher if you want to make it easier. Never arch through the back though. And then once in position, we are going to be pulsing them arms. So just a reminder, shoulder blades are on the mat. We're acting like we've got big springs underneath our hands, really engaging through our arms. So we're working our triceps, more movement at the end where the hand is, and less movement where the shoulder is. Okay, so when you are ready, take one leg up to tabletop, other leg. Straighten up, really push that weight down into the mat. Inhale, head comes up. Exhale as we curl. Pushing our belly button into our spine. We're going to inhale as we lower the legs to where the position we want them. And then when we are ready, we're going to start pulsing. So inhale for 5 counts, exhale for 5 counts. If you want, stagger your breathing.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
This shouldn't hurt your back at any point. Just kills your abs. Got 2 more rounds. Last lot. Draw your knees in, roll around, and well done. You have just done the 100. Good work, guys. Okay, last one, bridge. Use the sofa if you need to, otherwise feet are flat on the floor where we can tickle our heels. Knees up to the ceiling. Imagine you have got a ball or something, pillow, anything, put one there if you need to, between our knees, but the knees are the same width apart as our ankles, and they will stay that way throughout. Arms down by your side, just slightly looking up to the ceiling and away from you. shoulder blades are down on the mat, we are going to inhale as we tuck that pelvis up without squeezing the bum. We're going to exhale as we continue to roll, pushing some weight through our feet, squeezing our bum as we start to roll one vertebrae at a time off the mat. When we get so far, we have to engage all our back muscles, push through your arms to really arch yourself up. Hold for your inhale and then exhale. We're going to roll down. So you're going to drop through your ribs. Pelvis is staying up. We're trying to put a lovely C shape through that spine. This is where the knees are going to want to come out to the side, but you are not going to let them. Roll down, and then once we've touched down at the trouser seam, we can relax our bum as we roll back to neutral. And again, inhaling to tuck without squeezing. Then we're going to exhale as we keep tucking, trying to draw our ribs higher, trying to draw your hips higher than your ribs, squeezing your bum, pushing weight through your feet. When we can't curl anymore because we are on our shoulder blades, the bottom of the shoulder blades, we are going to push through our arms, through our feet, engage our back as we push everything up to the ceiling. Hold for your inhale, and then we're going to exhale as we start to soften through the ribs, releasing tension through the arms. If your neck wants to roll around, head going up or down, that is fine. Go, let it go with the flow. Knees stay in as we roll down. And then once our trousers have touched base, we can relax our bum, roll back to neutral. We're going to do 3 more, but this time we are going to make changes once we are at the top. So we are going to inhale as you tilt. Exhale as we continue to roll, squeeze the bum, push through the hip feet. All the way up through the arms. We're going to hold for our inhale. We're going to start to roll down on our exhale. But once we've got the top of the ribs on the mat and we're in a lovely C-shaped position, we're going to pause here. You're going to inhale and you're going to let one bum cheek go, so you tilt to the side. Exhale, squeeze that bum cheek back to get the hips back level. Other side. Inhale and relax. Exhale, squeeze, bringing our hips level. Hold for inhale and then exhale, continue to roll it down. Back to neutral. So we're going to do that 2 more times. So, inhale to tilt, exhale to squeeze, push, roll. So much to think about. Your legs will be killing you by now. So we're going to push through the arms to lift ourselves up into a true bridge. Squeeze your bum, push that floor away. Exhale in. We are going to start to release through the ribs when the light bra strap line is on the mat, or just above it, sorry, and your pelvis is still tilted. You've got a lovely C shape. You're going to inhale and release the bum cheek. Exhale, squeeze, get them hips back level. Other side. Hold for inhale, hips are higher than ribs, and then exhale as we lower back down. My bum is on fire. Okay, last one. Keeping them knees in line, pushing through, getting as much height as we can, and then we can start to soften through the top of the body. Bum is staying fully squeezed. We are just above our bra line. Pelvis is still up. You're going to inhale and release the bum cheek. Exhale, squeeze. Other side. Back to neutral. We're holding for our inhale. And then exhale and return back down the mat. Back to neutral. Well done. That hurts. Something chronic. So we're just going to arms out to the side, legs together. We're just going to rock through the hips, side to side. Shoulders stay on the mat and your head turns to look in the opposite direction that your knees are going in. Let's go one more in each direction. And then we're going to hold it over to the front. Extend through that top leg. Don't let your shoulders lift off the mat though. And just try and relax as much as you can into this stretch, feeling it through the base of your back. Bending that top knee, we're going to draw our hips back, knees back up to the ceiling. Over to the other side. So relax through every part of your body. Keep the shoulders on the mat. And then bend that top knee as we lift the knees back up to the ceiling. Stretching out the bum, you're going to put one ankle over the opposite knee. Push that heel, the knee that's sticking out to the side, away from you, and then we're going to draw that leg in into our bum stretch. Shoulders and head are relaxed on the mat. Taking it over, swapping sides. Push that knee out to the side of your elbow, but make sure your hips and shoulders are still in line. You're not gone off on an angle. We're going to put the foot back on the floor. The leg that's over is going to extend to the ceiling. We're going to hold it behind the thigh or the calf. Shoulders are still on the mat. Flex that foot, straighten out through the opposite leg. So we're going to point and flex through the foot. Breathing at your own pace. Keep it pointed and see if we can bring that leg closer to us. Keeping it as straight as possible to get the full stretch. And then draw it into your chest, pop it on the floor and swap the legs over. So keep the foot pointed up to the ceiling, knees facing you, hips are in line with your shoulders. Straighten out the leg that you've just stretched, flexing through that foot to anchor you down. Now we're going to flex and point through the foot that's up in the ceiling. Keep your shoulders on your mat and breathe at your own pace. Last one, taking it back to a pointed toe. Draw that leg into you if you can. Do not hold it behind the knee. Always go on the bit of muscle rather than the joint. And keep your shoulders down. It's cheating a bit if we round up. Get that leg as straight as possible to get the maximum effect. And then draw your knee in, bring the other knee in, rock your knees, rock through your body until we come up to seated. So sitting cross-legged, one foot in front of the other if we can, sitting nice and tall. Fingertips are behind us as we open, pushing through the chest, back as straight as it can, and we're going to bring the chest to the floor, keeping our bum on the floor, and can come in front of us, and we can round over into like a cross-legged child's pose. You're going to walk your left hand out towards your left knee, And then we're going to walk out, anchor that down. You're going to walk your right hand over to try and put it on top of the left, but keeping your head down and your bum on the floor. So you get a lovely side stretch. And then take your right hand over to your right knee. Take your left hand over, keeping your arms straight as possible. Reach through your fingertips, reach through your bum. Bring the hands back to centre and round up. And then we're going to swap legs over and do it on the other side. So sitting nice and tall, hands behind your back, on your fingertips, open up through your chest. Exhale as we take that chest down and bring the hands forward. So back is straight. Now we can round it over as we reach through the fingertips and reach the bum into the floor. Taking your right hand over to your right knee, we're going to walk the left hand over, seeing if we can get it on top of it, pushing through our bum on the floor. Doing a lovely stretch through that left hip. Take the left hand over to the left knee. We're still pushing our bum to the floor, reaching our hands away. Take your right hand on top of your left and reach in both directions. Shoulders are down away from ears. Take it back to centre and roll it up. Okay, so sitting however you want to sit, legs folded, heels and feet together in front of you, so we're in like a bit of a froggy position. You are going to inhale, sitting nice and tall. You're going to take your pelvic floor up, hold it for 5 seconds, and then if it's still there, we're going to exhale and lower it back down. And again. So just taking it up on your inhale and lowering it on an exhale after 5 seconds if it's still there. So as well as doing this, we are taking really nice long inhales. We are holding our inhales for 5 seconds and then we are slowly letting it out through pursed lips as a gentle exhale. Pause at the bottom before you inhale and return. Still taking that pelvic floor up. We're just going to do one more. Okay, we are going to now take the pelvic floor to the top and you're going to draw a circle, taking it back to the top. Just keep going. Whatever you're doing, you're doing something. Back is still straight, bum's relaxed, tongue is still, eyes are still, jaw is relaxed. And then whatever you're doing, you're going to reverse it. Having a dream next to the pad, so you might hear him. And then we can stop. Coming on to all fours, we are going to do a cat and a cow. So hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. Toes are untucked, elbows are out to the side. We are going to inhale, tuck that tailbone under as we push the ground away from us, round it up, separating our spine, head drops last. Then we're going to exhale, we're going to lead with the head as we arch through, head to bum. And again, tailbone tucks under, push that floor away. Exhaling. belly is engaged so that we don't let it sag and hurt our backs. One more. And last one, tailbone goes under, push the floor away. Exhaling as we reach through, don't sink through your shoulders, reaching the crown of the head and the tailbone away from each other, taking it back to neutral. Tucking the toes in, we're going to come into a plank and we're going to walk one foot forwards. So we're in a hip flexor stretch, so the foot is next to my hand. I'm going to push my shoulder and my knee together as I push my heel back at the back and my groin down into the floor. We're going to drop that knee and untuck the toe and see if we can just reach a bit further. Bring that toe back under, push it back up, straight leg. Take this front foot back, so we're in a plank position. We're bringing the other foot forward, wiggle it in if you need to. Push down through the groin, back through the heel, forward through the knee, and we're going to push shoulder and knee together. Still pushing away, we're going to lower that knee to the floor, increasing our stretch. And then tuck that toe back under, straighten out the back leg, back into a plank position. We're going to exhale, we're going to squeeze through our bum as we lift our butt. Squeeze through your abs, that's so wrong, back into plank. So you're going to squeeze, you're going to push up through your abs, through your hips as your bum comes up into the air, into a downward dog, pushing our elbows into the, not elbows, God, what's got into me? Pushing our armpits towards the mat, bum to the ceiling, belly is on that spine, and then we can walk our feet forward. When we're down, we're just going to widen our legs off the mat, wider than hip width. You're going to draw your belly button in so that we can drop our head further. Hold on to your elbows, relax your head, and just rock side to side. Stopping in the center, putting our hands on the floor. We're going to arch our back, keeping our belly straight. Move your hands onto your legs, and we're going to arch belly tight as we come up, pushing through the bum. Hopefully that didn't hurt your back. Bring your legs in, and we're just going to do a quad stretch. Grab a foot, pelvis forward, knee to knee. If we can, grab with both hands. If you're struggling, wrap a band around a foot and then use your band to bring your foot up. And then swap sides. Make sure we're knee to knee, push that pelvis forward. Bit of balance to end on. And then letting it go, shake it out. We're going to do some arm circles, opening up through the chest. This time I want you to flare through the ribs, and then take it back, rounding through your shoulder blades, separating them shoulders as the arms come forward, and then shake it all out. So I'll step back so you can see me. Realigning your feet are hip width apart, toes are facing forward. You're just going to rock forwards and backwards on your feet. Lifting your heels up, lifting your toes up. Think about them toes. Push some weight into them as we lift the heels up. And then when we're feeling grounded and equal, we can stop. Knees are soft. Do some pelvic tilts. Hopefully these feel different to how we started. And make them movements smaller and smaller till you've found your middle ground. Try not to squeeze your bum as you tilt the pelvis under. And when our waters are calm, we can stop. Belly button is drawn in, bum is soft. Ribs are equally over pelvis. Shoulders are down and back, and we're extending tall through the crown of your head. Inhale as you take your arms up one last time. Exhale, engage that pelvic floor as we lower the arms down. And well done. That was your session, the end of block 1. And we will be starting again next week with some new exercises, but also continuing on with some of the ones that we've just been doing. So well done, and see you next week. Bye.